Why did you make the decision to put everybody in a hotel?
So we had to have an emergency operations center with senior leadership because there were a lot of decisions that had to be made in real time. We worked with our public safety director, and this seemed to be the best way to put everyone together because our county administration building was actually closed. There was an electrical fire the previous week, so the building wasn't scheduled to reopen until Monday.
Why not use the Emergency Operations Center?
So the Emergency Operations Center already has folks who are assigned there, and there simply wasn't enough room for everyone there. And so other agencies also had to put folks up in hotels because the folks who work at Public Works, some folks who worked in central services who manage the fleet. So this is nothing new for county governments to have to do that.
I've actually been contacted by staffers from previous administrations who said no, they never did do this, that at the level of county executive that they did not.
Right, but this was an unprecedented ice storm. No one has had to deal with this. There has been no administration that had to deal with an ice storm. We're talking about snow, we're talking about 4 to 5 inches of ice, and we're talking about frigid temperatures for nearly a week. So no one's had to deal with that level of weather incident in any recent times.
How did having your team all together improve the response to that?
Oh, it improved it It improved it really impressively. I can tell you that we were able to coordinate over 137 emergency medical trips. There was an incident where we had seniors who lost power in a building. We found out, and in real time, we were able to move and transport those seniors within less than an hour.
But wouldn't that have happened whether you were in a...
No, because all the decision makers had to be in one room. So when we got the call, we were able to coordinate with Public Works, with social services, and with emergency management all together because the leadership of all of those agencies were in one room. When you have folks who are in different places, there are delays in communications, and that there's a delay in response. So that's what happened in real time. And Mr. Powell can talk to you about some of the other real-time incidents that we were able to coordinate and get done simply because we were all together.
Why did you need council members there? They literally have no role. They're not. It's an storm is an executive function. Why did you need council members?
Well, that's
there?
what you think. But remember, residents call the elected official that they know. And so a lot of times they're calling their council members. So those council members were able to, in real time, give us information about significant issues that residents were facing that we were able to address in real time. So it was actually really good to have the council there. Also, this is a unified government. It's not the responsibility of only one person to ensure that we have an efficient and effective government. The council plays a huge role in that, and they rolled up their sleeves. They were a part of the briefings. We briefed the council, we briefed the state legislature. We had over 30 briefings with not only the council, the legislature, but also all of the executive agencies meeting together. We conducted over 17 media interviews and lives. That was something other jurisdictions struggled with doing. We were able to go live to talk about real time situations. And so I was very happy that we were able to do that. And I wanted to be able to do that. And so we were able to accomplish that because we were able to set up an emergency operations center.
So the hotel cost roughly $44,000 in total.
Most of it was
Is that a justifiable expense?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole storm response is going to be in excess of $16 million. So you're talking about a fraction of those costs. And the majority of those costs were actually AV and other equipment that we set up to see in real time the conditions of the roads. And in fact, in one case, we saw an accident and folks stuck on the road. We were able to quickly call in to the emergency command center that the public safety had so that they can remove that vehicle. This is a hands-on government. We are an inclusive government, and all of us took a responsibility to respond to this unprecedented snowstorm.
What do you say to those who have said the videos that you put out.
I've only put out.
You put out one video.
I've
I
only
guess
we only
your
we
chief
only
of
put
staff
out.
had a video that
Well,
went out.
I don't know anything about that. I only put out one video,
Yeah.
just like every other jurisdiction did, or many jurisdictions put out videos encouraging people to stay at home. They were fun videos just to send the message, stay at home, and that's what the video talked about, staying at home. In fact, we used the song home to stress that point. So that wasn't unlike other jurisdictions. Did something fun just to ask people to stay at home.
Were you all partying at the hotel?
No, no. In fact, you have my schedule. You'll see it. We were up at 7:30 in the morning. We were up all day in meetings, in briefings, meeting with reporters, and then at night we had our last briefing, sometimes around 10:30, 11 o'clock. So we were really working all day. And on Monday, because we were able to get out on Monday, I came down to the Trip Center. I thanked the men and women who were working on the roadways. The CAO went in the helicopter to get an aerial view of the progress we were making in the county, and I was able to, visit our salt dome and visit communities around the county to assist. So we were out there working hard around the clock, and we're continuing to do that now.
Would you do it again? Would you set it up
Yes.
the same way again?
I would set it up the same way again because there were a lot of lessons learned there. And one of those lessons is that we need more hands at the table and more heads at the table because, again, we were able to address 137 incidents where residents had concerns, medical concerns, some of which were brought to us by our council members because, again, the council is the point of contact for so many residents in Prince George's County.
So it hasn't been done before, but you think this is an innovation that...
I think it is because we were also, if need be, we hope to not have this type of storm ever again, right? Again, this was unprecedented. Not only did governments have to turn, in some cases, to hotels, but the private sector, too, put people up in hotels. The media folks were in hotels because they needed to be on major roads where they can move about freely. And so that's what happened here. And if we had a significant incident like this again, the county administration building not being operable was a huge problem for us, but that was something that was outside of our control that had happened the previous week. The building was closed till Monday. There was no way we could access the building over the weekend.
There were some initial descriptions of the, luxury accommodations.
They're not luxury accommodations. These were basic. The team worked to bid out at area hotels rooms, and this hotel had very, I think, reasonable rates, and they had all of they had the rooms that we needed. We needed a room that everyone could meet in, so we met in a room, and then the rates there were more reasonable than the other hotels in the area. So it was kind of a no-brainer.
Okay. So finally on this subject, in the face of criticism, you say you made the right decision.
Oh, absolutely made the right call.
And you spent the right amount of money.
And again, this is a fraction. It's $16 million total. Only a third of the $44,000 was spent on accommodations. The rest was AV and the equipment for the command center itself. And so you'll get that, those photos and video. You'll see this was really a high-tech operation that we ran, and I think it made sense. We were able to talk with the public. I was able to give updates daily to the public. I was able to talk to the media. Other jurisdictions weren't able to do that at the rate we were, and it's because we had a command center set up.
Okay, here we are. It's Monday. The school
Yes.
system made a decision to close early this morning. What do you say about where we are right now?
Yeah, so we're working with our school system primarily to clean the sidewalks. Other jurisdictions are dealing with the same thing. We're working to clean the sidewalks with the school system to make them walkable and passable for our children, and we look forward to continuing to work with them throughout the day.
Any idea when you feel like?
We're hoping to get the schools, we're hoping to work with Dr. Joseph to get the schools open tomorrow, and we're working all throughout the day. Now, this is the first day that we're going to get slightly above freezing, and so this is the first day that we're really, I think, going to be able to move this snow and ice a little easier than it has been over the last few days.
So you have moved some equipment and assets to focus on the schools?
Absolutely. We are partners.
The sidewalks.
Yes, the school system was a great partner to us. We are a great partner with them. The Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission is also a great partner, so we have worked really closely together.
Okay. I mean, you know, you're new at being county executive, relatively new. So just overall, you know, rate your performance and your decisions on this. I mean, there is some criticism. It's just weird snow and ice.
Yeah, I mean, this has never.
I was saying I haven't seen anything like this since I was a kid in the early 70s.
Yeah, no one's seen anything like this. So here's what I will say. I will say the entire region has dealt with an unprecedented snow and ice storm. They're calling it Ice Crete. Okay, and so for everyone in the region, I think that we prepared as best we could. We got an additional 120 pieces of equipment that Prince George's County acquired because we wanted to be more responsive during a storm. So that was a significant amount of resources that we put into ensuring that we could face any weather incident that came. We also had the appropriate salt mix this time so that we could try to melt the ice quicker. It was just simply more than anyone could have even imagined. And that's why not just Prince George's County, but every other jurisdiction in this region is facing some challenges. But we're all plowing through it, and we're all working together to support each other and making life tolerable for residents again.
Okay.